One spring afternoon, Larry was stopping at Oscawana stations to pick up and drop off passengers. In the yard, he noticed Tashaun and Taylor working. Taylor was backing down onto a freight train that Tashaun had just shunted for her. "Thank you for shunting my train, Tashaun," said Taylor. "You're the best engine ever." Tashaun smiled. "Thank you, Taylor, but I'm a close second compared to you." Taylor giggled and smiled. Larry just grunted in disgust. "Calm down, boy," checked this driver. "Remember the last time you got jealous?" "I know," replied Larry. "No tricks." He then puffed out of the station and went on about his business. That evening, a big meeting was held at South Plainsville Sheds discussing the opening of the new branch line. Some of the engines were there, including Tashaun. "What's he doing at this meeting?" Larry whispered crossly to Christian. "He's not one of us, he's just a visitor." "I don't know," replied Christian, "although I do agree he's probably here because for right now he is working with us." Mr. Egan held up his hand for silence. "Now, to start off, I'd like to acknowledge the elephant in the room, or should I say new engines in the shed," he chuckled. "Everyone, this is David, the rail car, and Johnnie, the tank engine. They will be running passenger services along our new branch." "Welcome to the Southern United Railroad," said the engines. "Oh, you're very welcome," said Johnnie and David. Sir," asked Kryssy, "who's going to handle the freight trains?" "Allie and Alan will be assigned to the branch to take freight trains." Allie and Alan were excited. "Thank you, sir," Allie said excitedly. "We won't let you down," added Alan. "Before we continue on about the arrangements of the new line," Mr. Egan said, "something else has to be addressed. Milton has broken down. He'll be at Harmon Works for a day, but I need an engine to take the express tomorrow. Tashaun, I need you to be that engine." Tashaun smiled. "Thanks, sir," said Tashaun. "I'd love to take the express." Taylor smiled. "I told you were the best engine ever," said Taylor. Tashaun had a thought. "Excuse me, sir. Can Taylor take the express with me?" "I don't see why not," said Mr. Egan. "She has no job tomorrow." "Yay!" said Taylor. "This is going to be so much fun taking the express with you." Larry glared. Mr. Egan then turned to Larry. "Larry?" he said, but Larry was too busy scowling at Tashaun and Taylor. "Larry!" "Huh? What?" Larry said, quickly snapping out of it. "Yes, Mr. Egan." "Tomorrow I want you to come with me, David, and Johnnie to the new branch line. They're going to be running trials, and you and I are going to inspect the line." Larry groaned. Inspecting the new line wasn't as grand as taking the express like Tashaun and Taylor, and he certainly didn't feel like the best engine ever. "Yes, sir," he sighed. Early the next morning, just before sunrise, Larry, Johnnie, and David were headed to Middletown. Johnnie and David went on ahead to Middletown, while Larry stopped to collect some ballast from Denville. There, he found Sapphire at the station platform, getting ready to depart with a railfan photographer special, and Stacy waiting next to her so she could take her place with the regular train. "What's the matter, Larry?" asked Sapphire. "You certainly do look glum." And Larry explained about how Taylor said Tashaun was the best engine ever. "Pah," said Stacy. "Don't let that bother you, Larry. Me and Sapphire are no different. He works here often with Taylor, and we could see that he's nowhere near as good as you." "Stacy is 100% right," said Sapphire. "Well, thank you both," smiled Larry. Soon Benny had the ballast hoppers cut into Larry's train, and he made his way toward Middletown. Meanwhile, Tashaun and Taylor were backing down onto the express. To say they were puffed up in the smoke box was an understatement. They were extremely full of themselves and conceited. The passengers boarded, and with a sharp blast of Tashaun's whistle and the ringing of both their bells, they departed. Now, expresses aren't like branch line or local trains. They don't stop at all the stations. Milton's Express only stops once before Otisville, and that's at Middletown. By the time Tashaun and Taylor reached there, it had started raining steadily. Tashaun and Taylor were so full of self-importance that they forgot they had to stop there. "We're due to stop here," shouted Tashaun's driver. Quickly, both engines threw on the brakes, but the rails were damp, and they skidded right through the station. They were so hell-bent on trying to get the train under control that they didn't see the red signal. Ahead was Sarah. She had just dropped off some loaded coal cars at the power plant and switched them out for empties and were going to reattach them to her train, which was sitting on the main line. Tashaun and Taylor managed to slow the train down, but it wasn't slow enough to avoid a collision. They crashed into Sarah's caboose, causing the freight car to lurch forward and derail and switch. "What's the matter with you?" snapped Taylor. "Excuse me?" replied Sarah. "You should know better than to leave your train in the middle of the main line like that," said Tashaun. "I had permission to," replied Sarah crossly. "If you weren't so busy trying to get the train under control," said Larry, "you would have seen the red signal and that Sarah had a right to be here." "We had to try to stop," said Taylor. "We were overshooting the platform." "Which," said Larry with a smile, "you wouldn't have had to do if you'd been paying attention." Tashaun and Taylor knew Larry was right. Mr. Egan was furious with them both. "Tashaun and Taylor, I am very disappointed in you two. I give you this express, and this is how you two handle it." "Larry, I want you to take the express on." "Tashaun and Taylor, you will finish Larry's work on the new branch line after cleaning up this mess and freeing Sarah from this siding." "Yes, sir," sighed Taylor. Soon Larry was coupled to the front of the express and set off down the main line. He was allowed to go at maximum track speed to make up for lost time. The turnaround at Otisville was done quickly, and soon Larry was on his return trip towards South Plainsville. He reached the top of Piscataway Hill quickly and was soon speeding down the other side. Stacy and Sapphire had heard about the incident and cheered as Larry raced through Denville. After his passenger cars were taken away, Larry made his way to the sheds where Christian was waiting. "Well, Larry, I was surprised to see you coming with the express. What happened?" And Larry explained all about Tashaun and Taylor. "Well, that's one in the headlamp for them," smiled Christian. "I agree," replied Larry. "It serves them right for being so cocky." The next day was the grand opening of the new line. Allie, Alan, Johnnie, and David were coupled together to a special train. Larry was going to travel in front of them with a special passenger train, which was carrying all the railroad managers, a television crew, and a few lucky passengers. Amber and Rodger departed first to check the line for any problems. Then after that came Larry. And last but not least, to a chorus of cheers, was Allie, Alan, Johnnie, and David. Everyone was happy. The new line was finally completed. Oh, I'm supposed you're wondering about Tashaun and Taylor. Well, Mr. Egan gave them a proper punishment. They had to inspect every signal along the coastline. And to make it an even bigger punishment for them, they had to work separately. And I hope they learn from this experience not to be too conceited again. Don't you?